Hi, I'm Mike from Michael's Motor Cars, located in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and I have a very interesting Jaguar E-Type I'd like to show you. Come on over and take a look at it. Please listen to this video carefully as I go over the details on this car. Take the time and watch our driving video, and also we'll do a cold start video. And then, of course, we'll upload lots of photos of this gorgeous car and ask us any questions you may have. To begin with on the car, we are selling the car on consignment for a friend of ours who is a collector, an older collector who has a lot of cars. And he had purchased this car not too long ago. It appears that the car came from a long-term owner in Baltimore before him. We did acquire a heritage certificate for the car. I do know, and this is a 71 Series 2 E-Type. The car was originally built in August of 1970, which makes it a very late Series 2 six-cylinder car. The serial number on the car is 14468. So again, it's fairly late in the six-cylinder production line. The car was delivered, the dispatch was September of 1970, and it came into British Leyland of New York. Our belief is it's always been on the East Coast. We predominantly in Baltimore. We also know from the heritage certificate, the engine block, the numbers on the engine block correspond to the certificate. So this is a numbers matching car. So all of that is correct. And the car is also in the same livery that it was when it was new. It was sold new as a signal red car, which is the color it is now. It is an older respray that has held up well, but in the original color, and black leather interior with the black top. So the reason I want to talk about the car a little bit, there are a couple things that affect the value of the car that I'd like to show you. On Jaguars, they have three areas where they put the VIN number of the car. This car has 2 out of 3. There are actually 4. Jaguar chose to stamp the chassis number of the car on what we call the picture frame window, which is this frame member, this structural member right here. This number that is stamped there is not originally to this car. So somewhere during this car's lifetime, this piece was replaced. It is a bolt-on piece. It is not welded. I always wondered why Jaguar chose to stamp that, because it's not part of the frame of the car. It holds the radiator support in the front of the car. But I want to make it clear that that number does not match the true chassis number of the car. Also on this side of the car, and we see this fairly often on older cars, it is missing its metal attached plate that would be right here normally. And this would show, it's a data plate for the car. It is not here. This was a relatively common area that would get corroded from the battery acid or rain, and it's not uncommon for these to be missing. So those are two things that are not correct about the car. However, that's it as far as the bad news goes. The good news is the car has the correct VIN number here on the driver's windshield pillar. This is correct to the heritage certificate and the car, and this is original on the car. And also here, the sticker that is here on the driver's door, this is also correct with the date of manufacturer and the serial number, the VIN number of the car. So we have high-resolution pictures of all of this, but I want to be very clear what the car has and what it does not have. The car itself, let's go over the condition for a minute. Very nice driver quality condition. The paint, as I mentioned, older respray, original color. It has some imperfections, nothing serious. It's a very presentable car. Looks gorgeous in the red. The chrome, I believe, is all original. And the chrome is a little tired in a couple places. And you'll see this in the photos. It would be a wonderful car to, over time, improve upon it. I would get either new chrome bumpers or have them re-chromed. That would dramatically increase the appearance of the car. So that's the only thing cosmetically, really, that needs to be done. Has a good set of tires on it, Bridgestone tires. They're all matched and they're good. The chrome wheels are very nice. There is a slight mark on the windshield here in the center, and there are some wiper marks here. So there's a little bit on the windshield. None of this affects your driving, your range of vision, or anything. Coming along the side of the car, and please take a look at the chassis photos we do of this car. It's a very solid E-Type. It appears it's a car that has always been just basically nicely taken care of. I don't think it ever was, it's not a restored car. It's just a nice old Jag. One of the high points of the car, the collector that we're representing the car for spends a lot of money on his cars. He replaced this entire interior. I have this seat forward a little bit so you can also see all of this is brand new and it's all the correct materials. The top is brand new. It's the correct fabric. It's the cloth fabric. It's not vinyl. The window is new, of course. But the leather he chose is just beautiful. It's very supple, soft. It's new. The center console was all retrimmed. And he used high-quality shops to work on all of his cars. So it's all, the interior of this car was done recently, and it's beautifully done. So that is all very, very nice. Coming around the rear of the car, same thing with the chrome. The chrome is a little tired, and this is where it shows. So I think the first order business to enhance the car would be to replace the chrome. In the trunk, which we have photographs of this, it also has the new covering on it, which is the correct material. We have the spare, the knockoff, and the hammer. He also, which is typical of him, went to the extra length and had a full tonneau made for the car. We rarely see these. I love tonneau covers because it gives you the ability to not have to put the top up all the time and gives you weather protection. So this is brand new. It fits on the car. All the snaps are there. All the pins are there. It fits beautifully, and it also doubles as your boot cover when you have it rolled up or opened up. Coming along this side of the car, same thing. The door card is excellent. All of this, the leather, the sill is beautiful and very nice. Just really, the interior in this car is gorgeous. I have this seat forward so you can see the rear. That, of course, goes back nicely. When we drove the car, I mentioned in my driving video some of the things that I think the car should have done to it. It should have the brake system serviced. The brakes, the car pulls slightly to the left when you're driving it. That may work itself out just being driven a little bit. It's slight, but it is there. But more importantly, the parking brake is not working in the car. And it really needs to have the parking brake calipers and the rear calipers rebuilt and gone over. There are tiny little parking brake shoes back there that are impossible to get. You have to really drop the rear suspension to get to that. For a Jaguar mechanic, dropping the rear suspension is quite easy on these cars. It does take some time, but I would recommend getting the brakes serviced. I think that would improve the car quite a bit. So what we have is a very late six-cylinder Series 2 car, gorgeous color combination, good history, good ownership history. It's been well cared for. It needs a few things done. It needs the brake system done. I recommend that. It is drivable right now. It's fully drivable. The engine is very strong, good oil pressure. It runs right in the middle temperature-wise, which is good. Does not smoke. Transmission is really good. So it's a very usable car just the way it is. So, and of course, it's the numbers matching engine to the body and to the VIN number. So if you've been thinking about an E-Type, I think this one would represent a great value. It's going to be a great car that I can endorse. I feel very comfortable with the car. If you have any questions, please contact us. We will be selling the car with a Pennsylvania title. Happy to take any additional pictures or answer any questions. So thanks for taking the time and watching the video, and we'll find a good home for this wonderful Jag.